300,000 years ago, Homo sapiens emerged in Africa. From here, we spread across the globe, adapting to environments, but never ceasing to share a common identity as one species. And yet, we humans have a peculiar talent for creating divisions. Divisions that have scarred history. None more infamous than apartheid in South Africa. Under apartheid, race wasn't just a division, it was a regime. Laws prohibited interracial relationships, enforced curfews, and relegated non-whites to second-class citizens. Though apartheid officially ended in 1994, its legacy endures, intertwining race and class into a persistent socio-economic divide. South Africa now has the highest Gini coefficient in the world, a stark marker of inequality.
During our stay, this inequality was glaringly evident. In the affluent, predominantly white suburbs where we were based, casual conversations often began with, "I'm not racist, but," followed by something, well, undeniably racist. A reminder that while laws may change, beliefs and habits are far slower to evolve. Even some pro-apartheid white supremacist movements, such as the AWB, have gained popularity. Meanwhile, we worked in communities both in Cape Town and Johannesburg facing stark realities. Littering, unemployment, electricity outages, and systemic neglect. These were majority Black or colored areas, still bearing the brunt of historical injustices.
Our project aimed to address two critical issues: waste management and electricity shortages, using biodigester technology. This innovation converts organic waste into biogas for electricity, redistributed via microgrids independent of the national grid. But it wasn't a solo effort, it was a collaboration of many minds and organizations. Jonathan Meerholz, our mentor, leads this initiative as part of his PhD at the University of Twente, focusing on electricity redistribution via microgrids. Our key partners included Rebecca and Gabenga from the University of Johannesburg, Rolf from Delft University, Romy and Petunia from the NGO Order for the Future, Risa from the University of the Western Cape, and Danielle from the Volunteering Initiative in Santa Clara. Each brought a unique expertise to the table, from community engagement to technical insight.
As interns, we were the bridge between academia and the community. Our tasks range from stakeholder meetings to helping refine Jonathan's research. One critical realization came during survey preparation. Initially, we framed our surveys around households, but through dialogue with the community members, we learned that families often shared a single household. This led to a major revision, shifting our focus to family units. We also created a glossary with visual aids to ensure every respondent could understand and engage with the survey. Small yet significant adjustments like this reminded us of the dangers of cultural assumptions in research, as well as the importance of small innovations. Despite initial warnings that community members might be tired of being researched, we were pleasantly surprised. In both Lorenzville and Santa Clara, people were not only willing to attend workshops, but eager to share their grievances. They still showcased a hopeful and resilient attitude, even in the face of many challenges. The difference between these two communities was striking. Lorenzville, located in central Joburg, has a higher level of urbanization. Around 60% of the community is employed, and the average income is around 58,000 rand. It hosts the headquarters of NGOs, art studios, and even Nando's corporate offices, providing some employment opportunities. Yet, there was a palpable sense of apathy amongst its residents, a general disbelief that things could actually improve.
In Santa Clara, the poverty levels were significantly higher. Additionally, employment levels were lower. Many homes lacked plumbing, and at the time of our visit, residents had been without electricity for 8 months. Yet, despite these hardships, people displayed a remarkable optimism. They were frustrated, but determined to tackle the issues head-on. It was humbling to witness their sense of agency and resilience. Our time in these communities introduced us to the FHWEH framework: food, sanitation, water, energy, and health. These elements are deeply interconnected, creating a cycle that both reflects and reinforces inequality. For instance, poor sanitation leads to environmental waste infiltration, which contaminates the water supply. In these communities, water is often shut off at night, leaving those who work night shifts struggling to access it. Water has the potential to generate energy through biodigesters, but energy remains inaccessible for many. When residents do manage to afford electricity, crime often intervenes. Copper cable theft, a persistent issue, can leave communities without power for days or even months. No energy means inconsistent cooking, which directly impacts the ability to take necessary medications. This, coupled with expired food from local spaza shops, creates a precarious health environment for residents. And at the root of it all is unemployment. With no stable income, better living conditions remain out of reach. Crime escalates, perpetuating this vicious cycle. Yet, even within these constraints, the entrepreneurial spirit of these communities was undeniable, from turning telephone cables into art to running small restaurants.
This project wasn't without its limitations. Coordination among stakeholders was a significant challenge. With multiple institutions involved, each with their own approach, communication was often inefficient. For instance, ethics approval for our revised surveys, which we expected before our arrival, took over a month and a half to get, forcing us to cram most of the work into a single week before Christmas. Budget constraints were another hurdle. In Lawrenceville, surveyors were paid, limiting us to just 30 households. In Santa Clara, community volunteers allowed us to reach 50 households. Nevertheless, lack of resources often slowed progress in this project. Acting on these challenges, we propose a few key improvements. First, improve coordination and communication between the team to avoid misunderstanding and confusion. Second, establish a dedicated team solely focused on this project to streamline communication and prevent conflict in priorities. Third, set strict deadlines to maintain momentum and engagement. Lastly, clarify roles before inviting collaborators to ensure everyone can contribute effectively.
As we look ahead, more analysis is needed to determine viable solutions. One suggestion we had was the creation of a community security force funded by small contributions from residents. This could lower crime, provide jobs, and foster a stronger sense of community, a vital element for collective initiatives like waste management and energy transitions. This is, of course, only theoretical, but it showed how much the project pushed us to brainstorm and come up with suggestions for improvement. Despite these challenges, we're proud of what we achieved. The data collected, the connections made, and the resilience observed reaffirmed one thing. People are ready and willing to work. They just need the opportunity. It's now up to us and future teams to build systems that unlock their potential.